On April 6th of this year, 2024, I applied for a technical account manager position, or TAM for short, on the AWS jobs website, and an eye-opening series of events began to unfold. Hold fast if you want to know what happened next. Tech fam, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Warner Bell, and this is Gadgetools Unlimited. So I'm just going to get right into this AWS hiring process timeline with my own personal story of how it happened for me. The story starts several days before that Saturday, April 6th. Or it could have started, a few years before April 6th, or a decade, but I guess every story starts where it starts. Anyway, all that week I have been getting notifications of AWS jobs being posted on LinkedIn and emails and the Indeed app that I got on my phone. So I must have hopped on AWS website to do some perusing, and see what all the hype was about. Could it be that AWS is hiring again at long last? See, I don't know if y'all know or remember, but until shortly before that time that I'm describing right now, AWS had been on a hiring freeze for quite a little while, you know what I'm saying? And that was preceded by massive layoffs. It was everywhere. It was crazy times. That post-pandemic trim the fat, all the big tech companies was laying people off. That's the time I'm talking about, right? A few years ago. You can stay tuned to this channel though for the prequel to this story, and it's gonna go into all the details and the crazy thing that happened to me because of that hiring freeze back then. So I got a whole nother story about it. But anyway, so I'm on the website, right? I set the filter to my area and I'm looking for what I can see. I see a couple of freshly posted positions called technical account manager. And one in particular caught my eye because it had US Fed on the end of it. And I had been looking at US government jobs and applying for some of those government jobs to get into GovTech while I was just, sitting around and working at my other job. So I said, let me see what this is about, right? So I started reading the description. It was technical account manager, all right, not a sales position, that's okay. It started sounding real good. It was 60% technical, 40% strategic role. I'm a builder at heart. I love building cloud solutions. But with this role, I would get to jump into the strategic side and use some of that, some of these MBA skills that I recently acquired because I finished my MBA in IT management. So I was like, that's a bet. I'm checking out the qualifications and I was like, yep, let me go ahead and put this application in right quick. And so that's what I did. I went ahead and put in for the other town roles that I saw besides the US Fed one, just for good measure. My resume was already updated because when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I believe in that philosophy. And really, I just went on about my business after that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't put in plenty of applications before, plenty of times. And, you don't hear nothing back instantly or the next day. So I expected, if I'm going to hear something, it's going to at least be a week or so. So I went on about my business. 2 days later, though, on April 8th at around 10 a.m., I get an email titled AWS TAM job opportunity, ! Right? So it gives you that sense of urgency, right? Now, that time I just gave you, 10 a.m., was when the email hit my box. I don't think I saw that email until later on that afternoon. It was a real busy time for me at my current employer at that time. And so I know I wasn't checking emails, throughout the day. I was busy. So when I did finally see the email, this is what it said. Hi there. I saw that you applied for one of our TAM positions. I have reviewed your profile and I think you could be a potential fit for the role. An online assessment has already been sent out to your email address. Please complete it at your convenience and let me know once done. Additionally, I have attached an intake form for you here to fill out and send back to me. Bam. It was a recruiter from Amazon. And you ever had that moment in your head, like when a switch flip and it's like instantly change your direction, like click and, oh, it's on right now. So I sat right up and started plotting. You know what I'm saying? The email had a bunch of information about the role, some links to other resources like videos and whatnot, and the role and the organization, and a TAM intake form I was supposed to fill out and send back. The form had some questions and a matrix where you rank yourself based on how you think your skill is between 100 and 400. So I took my time. I went through all the information in the email, filled out the intake form, and I took the online assessment. So the next evening, this is going to be April 9th, I sent the email out to the recruiter. I informed him of the completion of the assessment, and I submitted my form. So, I did all of that between the night and the next day, and I got to give it up. I was a little bit excited about it. We going through the motions again. A little over an hour after I sent that email, another email come from the recruiter. Ooh, so exciting. Now this email, it read like this. Hello, thanks for completing the online assessment. You passed! Exclamation point. Our recruiting coordinator team is currently working on getting you scheduled for your first round interview. I'm geeked, right? That's what it is. I'm like, oh, this is real. Let me kind of lean in. Now, this email has some other links and other info and so on. And I started going through all that and getting ready for the phone screen. So I knew it was coming. I jumped on the board immediately and started looking. Now, that same day, which again was April 9th, I get an invite to a prep group for the phone interview with a session set about a week out. So I accept the invite to the group. The session is going to be next week. And at that time, I really didn't know what it was going to be about. It was just like a preparation call for your phone interview, kind of walk you through it. I accepted that. I started to do some research, and I just began a refresh campaign to learn and brush up on all things AWS hiring process, some services, things like that. Now, the next day, this is going to be April 10th, I get an email to provide availability for the phone screen interview. I follow the instructions and send over the day and times that I thought I would be available for this interview. A day go by, I don't hear nothing. Day after that, of the 11th, I get an email. It says, "Hi, Warner. I hope you are well. Unfortunately, comma." And it kind of takes your breath away, right? What's wrong, fam? You know what I'm saying? So it says, "Unfortunately, we were unable to schedule your phone screen using the availability previously provided to our system." And I blew a sigh of relief. Okay, so the date and times I gave them, didn't fit within their interview schedule or whatever. They needed some more time. So I was like, all right, I got it. I work up a broader range of availability and send it back. And, at first I gave availability based on my work schedule and how busy I was at the time, really. But this time I was like, nah, forget that. I gave them whole days at a time, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, all day long. Whenever y'all can get me in, basically, is what I was. I was like, bro, if you don't take whatever personal time you have to take and sit down for this interview as soon as humanly possible, I know something, right? So I was like, skip it. Whenever the interview gets set, I'll just take time off, take vacation from my current job and go, handle this business on this interview. So I sent that over. They responded that they received it and that I should stay tuned for details. And I went on back to doing what I was doing. Again, like I said, I was real busy at work at this time. I was managing brand new cloud contact center that I architected and deployed. I was in the middle of 2 departmental migrations to Amazon Connect and a ServiceNow voice deployment, as well as deploying a connector between AWS and ServiceNow. So I was running on all cylinders for real. Like at that time, it was boom. I had a small team of people helping me, And we basically changed the front end interface of how people communicated with this organization completely, switched it over to something new, cloud-based contact center. So I'm going through the motions. I'm doing my thing, working on that. Now, a few more days go by. It must be around April 15th now. Email come through while I'm waiting to pick up, my daughter at school, and it read something like this. Hi, Warner. I hope you're well. I am pleased to advise that your interview is scheduled and confirmed as below. And I'm like, that is a bet. This email also included all the necessary details and some links to preparation resources for the phone screen. It was set for April 22nd, so that was going to give me about 7 days for preparation. And yeah, I spent the next 7 days going through all the resources they provided and anything I could find on the good old interwebs and YouTube for sure. I believe YouTube is one of the greatest resources ever created. So definitely. The next week was a blur, right? I had one singular focus, and that was to smash this phone screen interview. So Sunday arrives. The interview is tomorrow on a Monday, the 22nd. I've been brushing up all week. And honestly, at this point, I'm a little tired. I've been busy at work. And then after work, I've been busy preparing for what I believe is my damn destiny. You feel what I'm saying? So I said, I've done what I could. The rest is up to God or fate or the universe or whatever you align with. All that and more. So all that to say, peace be still. And I chilled out. So the rest of that day, I laid back. I'm not looking at no AWS videos. I'm not looking at no AWS culture. I ain't looking at nothing. I'm finna chill, spend some time with the fam, unwind and decompress. And that's what I did that evening. Tomorrow is going to be the big day. And fam, that's going to be the end of part 1 of this story. Come back and rock with me to hear what happened next. Until the next video, peace.